One of the major talking points of smartphone displays nowadays is the display resolution. 720p, 1080p, 4K and the rest. But what do they actually mean? Like, yes, you obviously know that a 1080p display is better than a 720p display. But how is it more better? So if you'd like to know more about that, you've come to the right place where I'll explain it. What's up guys, how are you doing? Hope you're having a nice day. I'm Milan and welcome back to Fuzitech. Without wasting any more time, let's get to the video. And by the way, I've left timestamps, so if you'd like to skip to a particular part, the pleasure is yours. So first off, resolutions are the number of pixels on a particular display. Pixels are small tiny boxes that make up a digital display. You can call them picture elements that make up the display of whatever that's on your screen. And there's a difference between pixels on a display and pixels of a camera. The concept is almost the same, they work together, but they are two different things. There's a whole video about pixels of a camera and I leave the link down below, and also it will appear somewhere here. I'm not sure in the video. This is how they are named. So let's start with an example. Let's say for example we have 720p resolution. It is written as 1280 by 720. These numbers are the total number of pixels, and that's why they have P at the end. So 1280 is 1280 pixels horizontally, then 720 is 720 pixels vertically. With 1080p resolution, we have 1920 pixels horizontally and 1080 pixels vertically. So from that, you can get that the display resolution is named from the total counts of pixels vertically. At least that's the case, aside from 2K and 4K. Well, it's the same, but there's a slight difference. 2K, also known as 1440p, and 4K is also known as 2160p. This is because of the vertical pixels. But instead of calling them that, there's a shorter way. Horizontally, 2K has 2560 pixels, so instead of calling it 1440p, you can call it 2K since it has like 2000 pixels horizontally. I know it's not specifically 2000 pixels, but it starts with 2. Same with 4K, which has 3840 pixels horizontally, and it was rounded up to 4000 pixels, hence the name 4K. The name shouldn't confuse you, just know that 1440p is 2K and 2160p is 4K. To know how and why one is better than the other, we need to go back to the original point. A resolution is the total pixel count on the screen. So with the first example of 720p, the display has 1280 by 720 pixels. To know the total number of pixels on the screen, it's just an obvious multiplication, 1280 times 720, which gives us 921,600 pixels. On the other hand, 1920 times 1080 gives us 2,773,600 pixels. So the more number of pixels a display has means more information on the screen, hence a higher resolution. A higher resolution also means the display is of better quality, and that's what makes 1080p better than 720p. There are different types of resolutions ranging from 144p all the way to 8K resolution, and they are divided into two: standard definition and high definition. So standard definitions are the low ones that range from 1440p to 40p, 360p and 480p. Then the high definitions are from 720p and above. The resolutions are just a lot, but the most common ones are 480p, 720p, 1080p, 2K and 4K. Let's start with 480p, 858 pixels by 480 pixels. Its common name is SD or standard definition, and that's how you'll see it being called most of the time. It's not that clear, but at least you can see the pixels on the screen. When streaming a video on this resolution, it takes data less than others because of the low quality, but honestly, in today's standards, it's terrible video quality. 720p on the other hand is what you call HD or high definition. It's like the lowest type of high definition, with 1280 pixels horizontally and 720 pixels vertically. That is what most entry-level smartphones lie in. Not all, but many of them. Phones such as the Galaxy A12 or the Redmi 9A. One thing to note is that it's not exactly 1280 pixels. It may be slightly more, but generally anything with a height of 720 pixels vertically from A to B. Next on, we have 1080p or Full HD resolution, which has 1920 pixels horizontally and 1080 pixels vertically. In this section is where you find the most mid-range phones and a few budget ones. It provides a better viewing experience, and I feel like it should be the benchmark as it's just there in the middle, the sweet spot. Also, it looks or rather feels perfectly well on smartphones of all sizes and types of display. You may also see Full HD Plus, which is just this but slightly better, but not better than 1440p resolution. So it's just in the middle between 1080p and 1440p resolution. It's called Full HD Plus. That brings us to 2K resolution. This one has different styles of naming. First, we have 1440p resolution, which explains the number of pixels vertically. Then next, we have 2K resolution, number of pixels horizontally. Then finally, we have Quad HD or QHD resolution. The reason it's called Quad HD is because it's 4 times the resolutions of HD. You can fit 4 720p displays to make this one larger. This is found mostly in upper mid-range phones and flagships such as the Note 20 or the S21 or P40 and the iPhone 13 Pro. The human eye can rarely differentiate the difference between this and Full HD, especially in a smartphone screen due to the small form factor, but still, manufacturers are making it. In the end, when you compare the two with 2K resolution, the colors look more vibrant and richer, and everyone wants that. Lastly, we have 4K resolution. 4096 pixels horizontally and 2160 pixels vertically. It's also called 2160p just like the others, and sometimes it's referred to as ultra high definition or UHD. Obviously, it's way better than 2K, but at this point, it's useless in mobile phones. It's better in larger speeds such as TVs and monitors. So Sony is notorious for doing this display onto their flagships, such as the Sony Xperia 3 or something of that sort. They really need to rethink the naming strategy. Anyways, these ones are usually so expensive, and the only better thing than other flagships is the display, which is the least noticeable thing on the phone. So for now, 4K in this display in phones it's just not that it. It's a little bit far away. Maybe in the next few years it will be better. Anyways, at least now I hope you have got the general idea on what the display resolution means. And to know more about AMOLED, LCD, refresh rates, pixel densities and all that, subscribe to the channel because they are the coming videos in the next few weeks. I'm sort of doing a series on smartphone displays in general, so you wouldn't want to miss out. And with that being said, thanks for watching. I'm Milan and this is Fuzitech. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Peace.
Zizu.